The fuck? We all good. We all good. Let's check the audio to make sure we all correct before we step. Let me make sure audio correct before I step. All right. What's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling. I'm just getting back to the crib not too long ago. Just put my son to sleep and all that good shit, man. Just figured I would tap in with y'all with my now, settled in thoughts on Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, man. You feel what I mean? I gave y'all my initial reaction when the judges scored it all in Chris Eubank's favor. Y'all saw my initial reaction, but some time has passed since then. You feel what I'm saying? So we about to have a real honest, objective conversation. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about the goods, we're gonna talk about the bads, you know what I'm saying, and what's necessarily gonna be next, because there's been a lot of things that's been floating around since the fight has, finished, and we're gonna speak about it, man. But first of all, man, shout out to everybody that's been supporting the channel. You feel what I'm saying? We on the road to 3K. As of right now, we at 2814. You feel what I'm saying? So we doing our thing, man. Shout out to Coffee Plant in the building. He said we busy celebrating past the pack. Prayers for Eubank. Hope no serious injuries. Well, according to what I've heard, Chris Eubank suffered a broken jaw in the fight. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's true. You know what I mean? But I know he definitely went to the hospital, which is normal. You feel what I'm saying? You got to take into consideration, shout out to Lorenzo, you got to take into consideration that this man had to heavily drain himself to make weight. Then he had to hold his weight down to a certain limit, man. And then having to go through a tough, high-paced 12-round fight like that, I can imagine that Chris Eubank is dehydrated and he just needs some rest. You know what I'm saying? He took some big shots too, so he's gonna have to. He definitely gonna need to fall back for at least a couple months. You feel what I'm saying? He probably can still train and all that, but no contact, no sparring, nothing like that for a few months. He got to fall back, and he really needs to assess what he's gonna do next. You feel what I'm saying? Because he just made a shit ton of money. He just repeated history with defeating a Benn. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, you about like 40 fights in, from what I understand. You 35 years old. What's left for you? What is it that you want to do? Because you have big fights in your career. You came up short in some. You've avenged losses. You've done a lot of good stuff. I mean, technically, he won a world title, the IBO. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I know we don't count it like the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF. However, that's still technically a world title. So that man in his own right, he done did some good things in his career. So, is going to take some. I hope Chris Eubank takes the time to really assess what he's going to do with the rest of his career. You know what I mean? It's not like he looks shot or look old or anything like that. He looked good. Pause. You feel what I'm saying? In terms of his performance, I think he did as well as he could considering the circumstances, because I mean, let's keep it real, yo. Like, now that we settled down, we chilling. They did everything they could to tear down Chris Eubank in this fight. They played the psychological games. You know what I mean? They try to send Billy Joe Saunders. Like they try to send Billy Joe Saunders, the person that gave Chris Eubank his first L, over to his dressing room to inspect his raps. Like, they was trying to play mind games. They wasn't with that. They made the ring extremely small as to where, Chris Eubank ain't really have no choice but to fight that man. You feel what I'm saying? And in the first fight a couple years back, Conor Benn was attempting to use performance enhancement drugs to defeat Chris Eubank. You know what I mean? So he already had his concerns. He already admitted, like, oh, we know Chris Eubank was a good fighter. Maybe it was the inactivity and all this stuff. He's trying to come up with reasons as to why, he came up short, when it was literally just, listen, you didn't have the tools necessary to defeat Chris Eubank. You feel what I mean? Even if you was a 160-pound fighter, especially since you got off them PEDs, you ain't punching like you used to. You know what I mean? Like, the speed and the explosiveness still there, but you ain't got that one-punch knockout power no more. And you just didn't have the experience necessary to dethrone Chris Eubank Jr. Shout out to Bella Faith. She said, great fight. I thought the fight was competitive, but not close. That's a great assessment. That's a great way to put it, Bella. I absolutely agree with you. I thought that there was a clear winner at the end of the day, but I was concerned a little bit. If you watch back at the post-fight reaction, I was saying how, like I thought, and the reason why I had initially said, because I went back and watched the fight a little bit, the rounds that I thought was a little bit, debatable and shit like that. Then I came up with the assessment. All right, Chris won this fight. But, I was thinking like there was a lot of round, watching it the first time, I was like, damn, there's some swing rounds in there. And, they really want Conor Benn to win, bro. Like you could see the referee being all biased. You could see, Eddie Hearn and them doing whatever they can to make sure Conor Benn's in the best possible position to win. I was almost thinking like, damn, like I think they're going to make an example out of Eubank. So I'm thinking like, man, this shit might be a draw. Not because I thought the fight was that close, but because of the politics of boxing. And we see motherfuckers, win fights convincingly just like that and get robbed. So, you know what I'm saying? I was a little bit, paranoid. You know what I mean? But, I'm glad that the decision went to the right fighter. I was rooting for Chris Eubank. I did say I had Chris Eubank winning by unanimous decision. You feel what I mean? And that's exactly what happened. All the judges had the same scorecard. I thought that was pretty fair. There was some people that scored at 7-5. There was some people that scored at 9-3. You feel what I'm saying? I think that AI, Riyadh season and them, they be having like this AI judge or whatever. And I think it's a great idea, but you could tell it still needs some tuning up. The AI judge actually had to score 117, 111. So that's 9-3. You feel what I'm saying? So I guess the AI bot agreed with my boy Lorenzo. You feel me? But regardless, man, I'm going to tell you guys what I thought played the difference. And I already had said this earlier. I think experience really played his part in defeating Conor. Chris Eubank's experience played a vital role in defeating Conor Benn tonight. Conor Benn has never faced any type of opponent like this that possessed the skills that Eubank had. He never faced an experienced guy like Chris Eubank. He never fought nobody the size of Chris Eubank. So, this was going to be an uphill battle for him. You feel what I'm saying? And I think they knew that, which was why, they looked for every advantage possible. But one thing that they couldn't prepare for was the experience, because Conor Benn is extremely green. You feel what I'm saying? Like, listen. Wait, let me see. I for real thought Eubank was going to stop him in the last round. That's what it was looking like. I'm telling you, Conor Benn was in trouble in the later rounds. And the reason why he lost them championship rounds was because he never been in that situation. It wasn't because like Chris Eubank was just too much. Conor Benn has never been in these scenarios in his career where like the fight is on the line and you have to go get it. You have to show these motherfuckers that you wanted more. Like he's never been in a close fight. You feel what I'm saying? Like and this is exactly why, matchmaking could hurt you if you winning, and matchmaking could help you if you winning. What I mean by that is this. If you being spoon-fed your whole career, like Coffee Plant said, it's like playing 2K on rookie mode. That's the best way I could put it. They putting you in there with guys. You fighting at such an easy, like the difficulty is on rookie mode, bro. So you ain't never really gonna face no challenges. You're gonna have your way, and you're gonna come out victorious every time, even without you trying. You feel what I'm saying? So now your whole career done been on rookie mode. Your whole career. Meanwhile, we got Chris Eubank over here, who's 35 years old and done been in the game for well over a decade in the professional ranks, and he done been in some difficult situations. Bro. Like he fought George Groves. He fought a prime Billy Joe Saunders. Like he done been around the block. Liam Smith. He got stopped by Liam Smith. He had to come back. He had to build the mental fortitude necessary to come back with a clean conscience, not be discouraged, and then go in there. And he ended up stopping the man himself. So once I saw that, I'm like, yeah, Chris Eubank a little bit different from a mental aspect. Like he, you know what I mean? Like he a real fighter. He just not like this son of a legend that just, just been baby this whole career. Like, no, he done really went the hard way. When he could have easily been kept himself spoon-fed, like Conor Benn living off his daddy name. He could have did that, but no, he went. He took the tough road. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't even know where I was going with all that. Oh yeah, it was a difference. They was brought up differently. We had this one nigga playing on rookie mode his whole career, and kind of been up against that Hall of Fame mode on multiple occasions, and he had to figure it out. And sometimes he came up short. You feel what I'm saying? But this is what I mean when I say you learn more from the losses than you do from the wins, because when you win and you win and you win and you feel like there's no need for change, you feel like there's nothing you could really improve on because you really just stomping past the competition. And then you build this sense of arrogance, like nobody could fuck with you, and you the head honcho, you the uno, and all this shit. Whole time you haven't really earned your stripes. You just been in there with competition that you knew you could get rid of. But the man that was doing all the learning in his career was Chris Eubank, and learning experiences is why he came out on top tonight. Experience is a motherfucking, and sometimes a lot of people go off of the eye test and they be like, yo, man, Conor Benn looks stronger. He looks like the bigger puncher. Yeah, but who did he punch? Who was he explosive against? And I go back to this quote all the time. It's one of my favorite quotes. It don't got nothing to do with boxing. Loaded Lux. He said, this ain't about how many fights you had. It's who you fought. You feel what I'm saying? And when you look at Chris Eubank's resume, you look at Conor Benn's resume, it's night and day. It's night and day. So we really, as boxing fans, we really have to take the time to look into the experience factor when looking at fights. You feel what I'm saying? I told y'all David Benavidez was going to beat David Morrell. Did I not say that? I didn't say he was going to stop David Morrell. I said he was going to beat David Morrell. And I said a lot of y'all are picking David Morrell based off of the eye test. Yeah, David Morrell looks good. Yeah, he got knockout power. Pause, by the way. Yeah, he be getting dudes up out of there. Yeah, he looks dangerous, and he may very well be. But who did he show those qualities against? You feel what I'm saying? We look at David Benavidez. This man he got one of the best streaks going on in boxing right now. You talking about Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andrade, both of them world champions back-to-back. Then he goes up to 175 and he faces Alexander Volzik. That's another champion. Then he goes in there with David Morrell. David Benavidez is becoming more and more dangerous as these fights go on because he's taking on elite level guys. He's going through the obstacles and he's passing with flying colors. And all that's doing is just building more momentum on his side, just building more experience on his side. And the one thing about David Benavidez that helps too is that he's humble. He knows that there's more room to improve. He looks back at film and he genuinely admits like, oh man, I need to go back in the lab and I need to focus on this. Experience is one of the most important things that you can have in the sport of boxing. You feel me? Because those experiences help you learn shit that you probably never even knew about yourself. I bet you Conor Benn learned more about himself tonight than he ever did in any of his fights. And this is the crazy part. Conor Benn is going to get better off of this. He going to go through all the pain. Look, I don't fuck with Conor Benn at all, but I can admit he got some good things going on. He got his flaws. He got some fucked up things that he need to tweak and change up in his camp and shit like that. Chris Eubank, that both of these guys got a lot of flaws. It just so happened that Chris Eubank was the better man tonight. And part of what made him a better man tonight was him actually not having his hand held in his professional boxing career. You feel what I'm saying? He done rolled the dice. Conor Benn, this was his first time rolling the dice. So back to what I was saying, this experience right here will make Conor Benn a more dangerous fighter. He gonna go through all the pain. He gonna sit in his sorrow. You know what I mean? Because losing your first professional fight, based off of what I've seen, is a tough thing to experience. And he admitted it's a tough pill to swallow. You feel what I'm saying? So he gotta get through that pain. You know what I mean? Go back, watch the fight whenever he gets a chance. Go study what he did wrong. You know what I mean? Go back into camp. Work with your coach on them certain things. Go, like literally what they say all the time. Go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? See what you can improve on and go to the lab, tighten it up, and get ready for your next fight. And if you feel like the coach that you with isn't able to make those adjustments to make you a better fighter, you either have to reassess your team or add somebody. You either going to have to get a new team or add somebody to your team that specializes in the aspects that you're lacking. That's part of the game. I've never been one of those guys that be like, oh, you need to abandon your day one coach, bro. I'm not with that at all, especially when you up there making millions of dollars. You could easily add somebody to your corner that could build a chemistry with your coach and make your team stronger. Look at what Terrence Crawford doing. Terrence Crawford got like 5 coaches, but they all specialize in different things. And that's what helped Terrence Crawford develop all the tools that he got in his arsenal to this day. Automatic time for flirting. Yeah, y'all motherfuckers having some PDA over here, man. I'm in public display of affection. We ain't doing none of that, man. You know what I mean? I don't even let the wifey come on here and be talking crazy. Ain't nobody gonna be doing all that. I'm just fucking with y'all. But nah, yeah, man. So Conor Benn will become a better fighter off of this situation. And I heard something very interesting from Eddie Hearn, something that I didn't really expect, in all honesty. It seemed like he was a bit concerned about Conor Benn considering the rematch clause. You feel what I'm saying? So let's go into that. Let's actually pull that video up. I didn't get to watch the whole video, but I want to hear what he has to say about it. I want to see what he thinks. Let's see. Look, so according to the headline by Fight Hub TV, it says Eddie Hearn cautious on Eubank Jr. versus Benn rematch due to size. Why didn't you consider that the first time? It just makes me. This the thing. It seemed like now Eddie Hearn has some sort of clarity on the disadvantages that Conor Benn had against Chris Eubank. The disadvantages was apparent off of the rip. And even Conor Benn knew it, and that's why he ended up popping dirty. He knew that he was at a crazy disadvantage, so he was looking for an advantage. You feel what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden Eddie Hearn is cautious on Eubank Jr. and Benn rematch because of the size difference. Nigga, you knew that off of the rip. So it's like you knew your fighter was at a serious disadvantage. You still put him in there. I'm starting to question what your motives was. Did you really feel like Conor Benn was going to win? Or you just thought it was an insane amount of money and you wanted to cash him out? Because it's not like Conor Benn want to fight any elite level niggas anyway. So he like, all right, Conor Benn don't want to fight. He don't want to fight Jaron Ennis. He don't want to fight none of these top dudes that's in the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? He be at 54. I know he don't want to fight no top guys at 154. So it's like, what else am I to do with this nigga? He be doubting himself. He insecure. Cash him out? I don't know. This shit kind of interesting, but that was what the headline say. Let me hear what Eddie Hearn got to say about this shit right here. Shout out to Fight Hub TV. I'm gonna just put the audio because you know they be acting funny with copyrights and shit like that.
I think it's fair to say we witnessed one of the greatest fights in British boxing history tonight.
That was an amazing fight, classic.
Just showed the most incredible heart, desire. But the man to my right, for me, I've just witnessed one of the great performances from a British fighter. 147-pound fighter, whether you like it or not, moved up and just never stopped trying to win the fight. I thought the fight could have gone either way. I know a lot of people thought he won, Eubank won, whatever. But I want to talk about the performance, the heart, the mentality, and the never say die spirit from Conor Benn tonight, because I can't believe what I witnessed. There's going to the well and there's going to the well. And just
so right now he's just backing his fighter as he should, and giving him some moral support. So salute Eddie Hearn for not abandoning his fighter like Golden Boy did Ryan. You remember when Golden Boy left Ryan at that press conference after he lost the Tank? And Oscar was like, no, I wasn't there because I received death threats. Okay. But anyway, shout out to Eddie Hearn for supporting this guy even though he lost.
Never, ever giving in, but never stop trying to win the fight. Not trying to survive, trying to win the fight. And obviously, there's a lot of people in this room. We know what he's been through. You know, opinions are opinions. And for me, tonight, Conor Benn become the people's champion because this kid is a great kid. And he's always been a great kid. Okay. But tonight, he showed you it in the flesh. 14 months out of the ring. Never experienced that kind of occasion before. 65,000 people, and he stood in the ring and he had it. He took the kitchen sink off Eubank, and he kept on trying to win the fight. So I just want to say, before I pass over to him, how proud I am of you, Conor. I think that was an amazing.
I ain't gonna lie though, Conor Benn showed a good chin, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, pause, because Chris Eubank was hitting him with some shit, especially early on in the fight. If you watch like the first couple minutes of the first round, Eubank hit that nigga with some mean ass hooks. Like he already had that shit lined up. Like, yo, as soon as Conor Benn try to step in, I'm catching one of these hooks. Boom! And he was landing flush off of the rip, and Conor Benn wasn't going nowhere, bro. His legs didn't turn into noodles, nothing. Like he just like that shit'll knock him off balance a little bit, then he get right back in the mix. So Conor Benn, he tough. He definitely tough.
In performance, you should be very proud of yourself. I know how devastated you are, but honestly, that was just unbelievable to watch. And thank you for giving us that tonight. Thank you very much.
It's for Eddie Hearn. Eddie, I've covered a lot of your fights. You've always been supportive of your fighters, but can you talk about the emotional impact this seems to be having on you, and why this fight seems to, affect you a little bit more than normal?
I'm crazy for it all, but we've been through a lot with Conor. I wanted to win just as much as Conor and Tony and Nigel, and we're a team. But I think that for me, when the final bell went, everyone was looking around. My dad was over there. We've got it. Frank Warren was sitting next to me, maybe a little bit biased as well. You won it. And I thought, it's just the last two rounds. I thought it's going to go either way. But I was kind of like, when I heard the scorecards, I couldn't even be bothered to moan because I was just so proud of him. And it wasn't that I didn't think he could win, but I didn't think he could do that. I didn't think he could stand and trade and exchange with a middleweight over 12 rounds and still just fire back. I mean, when you're reading social media and you're reading the response to Conor Benn, and the thing that chokes me up is the change. Because when you know Conor Benn, you will always back him 1,000,000% for everything he's been through, because he's got a very clean heart and he's a good young man.
He got a clean heart with a dirty drug test. Shut the fuck up, Eddie. Let's get into these comments real quick because they're taking a long time to get to the point. You still think he looked drained? I mean, listen, like I said, it was definitely a sacrifice for Chris Eubank to make weight. You feel what I mean? And I think in those last couple rounds that Eubank displayed, I think that his heart, like his will to win, his experience carried him through them last few rounds. I honestly feel like Chris Eubank left some fight in the gym. I really think he left some fight in the gym, man. And like, I don't know how this rematch clause is gonna go, and if the weight is negotiable, whatever the case is. Like, if I'm Chris Eubank, I'm like, yo, I won the first fight. You feel what I mean? We gonna do this rematch, but I don't want no rehydration clause, or you know what I mean? I would make it hard for them niggas, bro, because they made it hard for him. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, bro. I think he left some fight in the gym. And what's crazy is I think that if he would have been able to replenish how he was supposed to, he probably fuck around would have stopped Conor Benn, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I think he personally would have stopped Conor Benn. Orlando Finney, what up? He said, what's good, Mark and Mazuma Nation? That was a great fight. What do you think Chris should do next? Well, you got to take a few things into consideration, man. Like, Chris Eubank, like I said, he done been a pro for well over a decade. He got about, 40 fights now? I don't know how many fights he got, but he pushing 40 fights. And, once you hit that mark, you start to slow down a little bit, or you pretty much at the second half of your career. You know what I mean? That window's closing. And I said, Chris Eubank done been through it all. He done fought for world titles. He won the IBO super middleweight world title from what I understand. And, he's been a part of some big fights. He made a lot of money. You're 35 years old. Like, what left is there to do? What is, like, do you want to pursue a world title? Like, at this age, like, I don't know, man. Like, Chris Eubank, he looked all right. He looked like he still had something left in the tank. But just because you got something left in the tank don't mean you should just go ahead and just keep driving until you want to eat. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's what Chris Eubank wants to do. In all honesty, bro, I would really start looking in the retirement direction if I'm Chris Eubank, because look, you can't really make 160 no more. You know what I mean? 168 got some guys up there. I don't know if you're capable of beating them top guys at 168 right now. Like, how does who's the champ? I mean, can you beat Canelo? No, you cannot beat Canelo. I'm sorry, you can't. And Billy, I don't know if he might be a little bit too tough for you. I don't know. I think his pressure, he might do a little bit. I don't know. 160, I don't think you beating John Beck. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Like, I don't know. You feel what I mean? Jamal versus Chris Eubank. I don't know. Jamal's looking in that direction. They talking about he about to lock in with Caleb Plant at the end of the year. Eubank versus Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant a little fresher. Caleb Plant a little fresher. You feel what I mean? I don't know if he's beaten. What I'm trying to say is I don't think he could beat the elite guys at 160, at 160 or 168 at this point in his career. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? What about Hamza? I mean, he had the opportunity to fight Hamza, and he chose not to. He went the other direction. You know what I mean? And from what I'm seeing, I genuinely believe that Turkey trying to set up Hamza Shiraz to face Canelo, considering or if he defeats Edgar Berlanga this summer. Chris Eubank versus Demetrius Andrade at a catch weight. I like that fight. I don't know why it needs to be at a catch weight. I'm sure Conor Benn would enjoy it. No, I'm sorry. I keep mixing up the names. I'm sure Chris Eubank would enjoy that extra 8 pounds of super middleweight. He done fought there before. You know, Demetrius Andrade at 168. You feel me? So why not? Shout out to the boy James. He said, "What's good, Mazuma? As a trainer, what are your thoughts on both Eubank and Benn as fighters?" Paulie said both are just mediocre and only known because of their fathers. I mean, listen, I would sit here and I wouldn't necessarily call them mediocre. I wouldn't necessarily call them mediocre because I do think that they have some good qualities. And I think they got the mental aspect down packed in the sport of boxing. And we know a lot of this boxing shit is mental at the end of the day. But they do have flaws. They do have flaws. Like, you know, Chris Eubank, and I think it's really in the defensive department because, you know, I think Chris Eubank has good offense. I like his jab. I like his hooks. I like his uppercuts. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think Chris Eubank got sturdy reflexes, but, you know, at the same time, fundamentally, he's flawed from a defensive standpoint. And that was why, and I called it prior to the fight, why he was getting countered. You know what I mean? I guarantee you one of them slip counters from Conor Benn broke Eubank's jaw. I'm willing to bet that. Like, I'm really willing to bet that because he does not bring that lead hand up. He gets a little bit reckless with his defense. Conor Benn, he's much of the same. He's explosive. He's athletic. He's quick. You know what I'm saying? He's explosive. I don't know if I said that already, but regardless, you get what I'm saying. And but he'll come in. He leans over that front leg and susceptible to uppercuts. That's a flaw. And then sometimes he'll jump in without a jab. He'll jump in without a jab and leave himself completely vulnerable for counters. He ran into some counters. You know, I think these guys, I wouldn't necessarily say that they're like A+ fighters, but I wouldn't call them mediocre neither. I think that's a little bit extreme on Paulie Malignaggi's end, but I don't know. Do I think they're in the positions that they're in because of their fathers? Yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily say that they're mediocre. I think mediocre is a little extreme, to be honest with you. Conor Benn is also very off balance when he shoots the overhand. Yeah, I seen him fall over. I seen him fall over his front leg when he shot a straight right hand. So, you know, that's just that's flaws. You feel what I'm saying? That's just you know, poor balance. You know, not lowering your center of gravity, coming up too tall on your punches. You know, that's amateur shit, to be honest with you. Like, that shit that I fix with my amateurs, and they get that shit down pack after a while. But yeah, man, like I said, these guys are flawed, but I wouldn't equate them to being mediocre. You feel me? Like, I wouldn't call neither one of them that, but I do think that they're in the position and get the notoriety that they receive because of their fathers. I do believe that. I do believe that. You know what I mean? And it's like, could a mediocre fighter fight through a broken jaw like Chris Eubank did? I don't know. I don't know. I think it takes a special type of person to, you know, receive those injuries in the middle of a fight and continue fighting. I think that takes that takes somebody who's really strong up here in order to do so. I've seen people quit for less. So I don't know. I kind of disagree with that, but I see where he coming from at the same time. You feel what I mean? Let's get the likes up, y'all. We got 33 people in the building. We got 33 people in the building. Go ahead, get them likes up. We only got 10 likes. That shit is crazy to me, bro. Y'all be acting like y'all got a limit on likes or something. This shit's crazy. He mentioned Benn has horrible shot placement and choices. He also loses balance a lot, just swinging wild. He said he should have attacked Eubank's body, but didn't. I mean, that's easier said than done, though, because when he was shooting if he would have shot, considering, look, Paulie just said that he falls over and he be swinging wild, he loses balance and shit like that. So if he were to go to Eubank's body, he would have been lifted up by that uppercut. He got hit with some mean uppercuts, bro. I don't know. I don't know if that's something. I can see why that could have been discouraging on Conor Benn's part, because that counter was sitting there waiting for him whenever he decided to go to the body. You feel me? But that's his opinion. Paulie Malignaggi is a former world champion. He probably sees shit that I don't see. He done been around a lot longer than me. He done seen a lot more things. He done experienced a lot more things than me. So, I see what he's talking about. But I don't know if mediocre is the word. Because when I think of mediocre, I'm thinking like ass, like top ass. Like that's what crosses my mind. You know what I mean? Like bum. I don't know if they bums. You gotta understand, it's just motherfuckers is just in different tiers. You know what I'm saying? Like, fighters could still be good. It's like the last nigga on the bench in the NBA. No, they good. They just not LeBron level. They just not Giannis level. Like, they solid. They in the league for a reason. But it's just it's different levels. So if you comparing Conor Benn to like a fucking Terrence Crawford, he ass, but he got his place in the sport. All these different, like all these guys, they all important to the sport of boxing. The C-level guy, the journeyman is important in the sport of boxing. The C-level fighters are important in boxing. Every kind of fighter plays an important role in the sport. You need the journeyman. You need the gatekeepers, because without them, we really won't be seeing these young up and coming prospects and contenders get molded into champions. No, but Paulie an outspoken dude, and he speak his mind, so I respect that. You feel what I'm saying? Like I respect that. He don't really bite his tongue and he say what's on his mind. Just like Teddy Atlas, he got knowledge. He done been in the sport of boxing. He say shit I disagree with, but I ain't gonna shit on him for his opinion either. He entitled to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? That man went up. I remember when Paulie went up to Conor McGregor and was like, "Did you get some balls, Conor? Did you get some balls?" I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, Paulie don't give a fuck, bro. He speak his mind. Get some balls, pussy. I was like, damn. What's the story with the little people fight? Did you speak on it? No, I didn't, teach. So I might as well just speak on it now and then get back to the boxer talk. I have a cousin that's a midget, right? Or a little person, whatever you want to call him. He called himself a midget, so fuck it. I'm going to call him that. I've known him. I mean, he was like a distant family member, but I've seen him like growing up and shit. And apparently they was doing some guns down, gloves up like event. And he was fighting another midget. Now, I know that other midget, his name is Checo. Checo used to come to my gym, but we kicked him out because he was stealing from our gym. And historically, from what I've heard, he's gotten kicked out of multiple places for stealing. So he's just a thief. You know what I mean? So I never liked that little nigga since that situation. You know what I mean? He has tried to reach out to me on multiple occasions, trying to apologize and all that. But, you know, I ain't one of them niggas that just going to be like, oh, yeah, man, yeah. Like, no, fuck you. You show who you was. You know what I'm saying? So get the fuck up out my way. So apparently these two midgets was beefing. They all making fun of them. They laughing at them and shit. And they agreed to box each other. So I told Mir, I was like, bro, you ain't got to look nowhere else. Just come to my gym. And, you know, I gave him pointers and shit like that. And I told him, I was like, yo, I can help you out, but I won't be able to go to the event because if I go to the event and the boy and the other midget sees me there, he's not going to want to fight. You feel me? So the fucking kid, the kid that came to my gym, the midget that my cousin that came to the gym, he's extremely heavy-handed, bro. Like very fucking strong. And I'm like, bro, he's gonna really hurt this dude. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna knock him out in the second round. I said, bro, if you hit him clean in the beginning, you're gonna stop him in the first round. Like, it was no way. And plus, that dude was extremely fragile. So I knew as soon as he hit him, it was gonna be a wrap. And that's exactly what happened. The fight was over in like literally 6 seconds. They touched gloves. My cousin threw like 3 punches, and the dude went out. Like, it was crazy. Like, let me show y'all this shit. I knew that it was gonna happen. The boy Checo, he's extremely soft. Like, he's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? He be doing shit for the gram, and he really think he tough. So let's check this out. So this the two midgets boxing right here. So this is Mir right here. That's my cousin. That's at the front of the camera. And that's the boy Checo on the other side of the ring with the blue trunks. So check this shit out. So look, they touch gloves. So look, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. The nigga goes down in 5 seconds, bro. Yeah, the ref on his knees being petty. Bro, he literally went out in 5 seconds. I'm not in the video. Coffee, I'm not in the video. Cause I told the dude, if I showed up to the event and the other midget saw me there, he would have not fought because that nigga he terrified of me. He know who I am. He won't fight. He didn't even know that my cousin was training at my gym. If he would have found that out, he probably would have quit. You feel me? But that shit literally. No, we ain't beefing. He just I just kicked him out my gym and I ain't want to see him no more. You feel me? Cause I don't really play with thieves regardless of how tall you are. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. So yeah, that shit literally, the nigga literally went out in 5 seconds. Like, that shit was crazy to me. So what they did was, and I guess he was technically right, second round TKO, they let the nigga rest for the rest of the round and then brought him out in the second round and he got stopped in another 5 seconds. So y'all seen the first one, right? So they let the nigga rest. They let the nigga rest and all that shit. Look. I told y'all. So look, they started boxing again. Watch this. Look. So they started boxing again. Like, the nigga started doing the lateral movement. He pinned him on the corner, started wilding on him again. Stopped him. Yo, that shit is fucking insane to me, bro. But I knew that was gonna happen. I felt how strong his punches were on the pads and shit. And we was even slap boxing a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, this little nigga's strong. Like, he really strong. So, you know what I mean? I knew he was gonna hurt that boy. I guess he did. That nigga had big ass lumps on his head and shit. I was like, damn, how you got, nigga, he only landed like 2 punches on you. How your shit all swole like that? But hey man, that's boxing for you. They be thinking this shit, you know what I mean? And then the little nigga, like, he really is delusional. Like, in his head, like, he really think he's somebody. And he was like Dickie and Boot slogans and shit. Like Jaron Ennis, Dickie and his slogans. He was like, put him in the casket tour. Like, nigga, you ain't never throw a punch in your life. What the fuck you know about putting niggas in caskets? Like, what is we talking about? Like, what the fuck? But anyways, nigga said put him in a casket, strap season. Like, nigga, what? You're a loser. What are you talking about? What strap is you getting? Nigga, you literally fighting on a fucking you fighting in an event that's not even sanctioned. Like, this ain't even an official bout. Nigga said put him in a casket. Nigga, you got put in a casket, nigga. He would have hit you with another hook. He fuck around and had you like this in the middle of the ring, nigga. What is we talking about? Stupid ass. I hate these posers, bro. I hate niggas that they think they watch niggas box and they just think that they could just emulate it. Like, this shit ain't that easy, dickhead. Especially you, for you, nigga. Your arm's too short to box with God, dummy. Yeah, Mr. Catch a Body. That nigga was the body that got caught, though. Stupid ass. Imagine you tell a nigga put him in a casket and you the one who end up in that motherfucker. Stupid ass. But anyways, let me see what. But yeah, to go back to the Eubank and Conor Benn situation, man. What's y'all thoughts on it, man? Let me know what it is. For the person, I forgot who had asked me what's next for Chris Eubank. I don't know what's next for him, bro. I would really start gravitating towards like hanging it up. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with going out on top. Pause. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You probably made your career highest payday. Even with them taking 600 racks off you, you still made a shit ton of money. You got all your faculties. You on good terms with your father. You 35 years old. I don't know how. Unless they offer you another stupid bag for the rematch. I don't really see what else really makes sense for Conor Benn. For Chris Eubank at this point. Conor Benn, he young, so he got a lot of time. You know what I mean? But Chris Eubank, his best years are behind him, if we being honest. I don't see Eubank being successful in terms of like, winning world titles in either of the divisions, whether it's 60 or 68. Like, does he beat Carlos Adames? I don't think he beats Carlos right now. I don't think he beats John Beck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think so. I think they're a little bit too much for him. I don't think he beats Hamza Shiraz at 68. I don't know. I don't know. Canelo Hoaz might call Eubank phone tomorrow. Listen, man, he got 2 fights lined up. He fighting Skull. He fighting Crawford in September, supposedly. Unless Canelo feel like changing his mind. Conor Benn ain't on. Chris I keep getting the fucking names mixed up. Chris Eubank ain't on the menu right now. You know what I mean? If anybody gonna get an opportunity before Chris Eubank for the Canelo fight, is Hamza Shiraz. He just gotta beat Berlanga. That's all he gotta do. That's all he got to do. Eubank could potentially get a Canelo fight. I mean, it's possible. And if he's able to get it, go ahead and take that money and ride off into the sunset. You know what I mean? Because them Canelo checks are a little different. We got 2 greater. We got 2 great events this upcoming week. Ain't it 3? Ain't there like one Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Or I'm tripping. Bro said, I don't like Berlanga, but if Berlanga is winning the fight and the fight is close, they probably going to rob Berlanga since Turkey rocks with Hamza. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Hamza is the closest, is the fighter that's closest to Turkey. Like, I think they got the closest relationship. So it's like Turkey going to look out for him by any means necessary. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, NUA fight Sunday. Yeah, so it's going to be 3 fights consecutively. Like, that shit going to be a little crazy. That shit gonna be crazy. I need Rolly to beat Ryan. Shit, we all do. At least we got Eubank to beat Benn, bro. I was sitting here biting my nails and shit like fuck, man. Like I hope they don't fucking rob Eubank. I was low key tripping off that shit a little bit. I'm glad the judges went the right way. You feel me? Because a lot of the times they don't. So I was happy about that. Let me see. Berlanga ain't Ammo Williams. I'm picking Berlanga. What you mean he ain't Ammo Williams? Shit. You think Berlanga better than Ammo? I don't know, bro. I don't really rate neither one of them dudes. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't rate neither one of them dudes. I don't think much of Ammo. I don't think much of Berlanga. So, shit, they probably on the same level. I don't know. I don't think much of neither one of them dudes. Haney or Benn at 147. That's shit. Based off of what I've seen, that's pretty fucking interesting, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Conor Benn, like I said, he does have a lot of flaws. That Devin Haney, you know, if he boxes and he doesn't try to engage with Conor Benn, I think he could have a lot of great moments. Like if you struggling with Chris Eubank's jab, I'm assuming that you would struggle with a world class jab like Devin Haney's. Um, but Conor Benn does have the size advantage. He's durable. He's quick. Like within the mind, he reacts very quickly. Good counter punch, solid counter puncher. He might give Devin Haney some fits. That's a good fight. We got to see how Devin Haney how he performs at 47. You know what I mean? We got to see how he perform at 47. But Ben is a good opponent for Devin Haney, bro. He is. Damn, I didn't even get the hold on.
So when I see him get the criticism, it kind of gives me the hump because I know he gives it 110% every day of the week. So to see the response, and I know the British public, and I know what's about to happen. In defeat even, this kid's become a superstar tonight. A superstar. Across the Atlantic. And, you know, I have to say as well, we've got to think about what we're going to do next. Because he showed tonight he's a world-class fighter. And he can win world titles at 147 and 154. And as he said, he didn't fight for money tonight. He made a lot of money. But, and we know, you know, we've got a rematch up at 160. But this kid has an unbelievable future in the sport. He could be a superstar of the sport in this country. He could be filling arenas, filling stadiums. And it's not just about throwing him straight back into a war, trying to avenge a defeat in a weight class that he probably shouldn't be in. I think he can win the rematch. And I think it's the biggest fight in Britain, one of the biggest in the world. But we got to think carefully what we do because he's been through an unbelievable amount.
Do y'all hear what Eddie Hearn saying? He's a slick bastard. He's really good at talking, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that shit don't work with a nigga like me. I see right through the bullshit. So Eddie Hearn is trying to he's trying to soften it up like he believes in Conor Benn in the rematch and that he could beat Chris Eubank in the rematch. What he's saying is, I cannot afford for you, Conor Benn, to take another loss because it could fuck with the money. It could fuck with your superstardom. So I think it's best if you break your ass back down to 147 pounds and try to win a world title down there. That's what he's saying. Like, listen to what he's saying, bro. You gotta really pay attention, bro, because he's really good at, bending his words to make it sound like it's coming across one way when he really means it another way. He pretty much saying like, yo, like I don't want you to take another L because that could fuck up your stock in the game and shit like that. You're gonna have to really reset. And I don't even want you to do that. We're gonna take this momentum that we had off of this classic fight, go down to 47, and try to build your superstardom in that weight class because I don't want you at 160. I thought that you could beat Eubank. You're not as good as I thought, pretty much. So we gonna start this shit over again at welterweight. Listen to what he's saying.
Say as well, we got to think about what we're going to do next because
why you got to think about it? Why you got to think about it? Y'all have a rematch clause. What is there to think about? That just goes to show you that Eddie Hearn, he really ain't feeling the immediate rematch clause.
Tonight, he's a world-class fighter, and he can win world titles at 147 and 154.
147 and 154.
And as he said, he didn't fight for money tonight. He made a lot of money. And we know, we've got a rematch up at 160. But this kid has an unbelievable future in the sport. He could be a superstar of the sport in this country. He could be filling arenas,
Yeah, we got a rematch clause, but, you could be a really big superstar. So let's avoid this rematch clause because if you lose again, you're going to be fucking the money up. And that's all Eddie Hearn really care about for real. He a promoter, so.
Stadiums, and it's not just about throwing him straight back into a war, trying to avenge a defeat in a weight class that he probably shouldn't be in. I think he can win the rematch, and I think it's the biggest fight in Britain, one of the biggest in the world. But we got to think carefully what we do because he's been through an unbelievable.
We got to think carefully about what we do. We have to think carefully about what we do. So Eddie Hearn not feeling this rematch, cuz. Anonymous said, I think he's trying to preserve his investment, to be honest. If he gets beat up twice by a middleweight, he might be cooked by the time he gets back down to welterweight. Yeah, he might be cooked like in terms of like a fighter, but I think what Eddie Hearn is more concerned about is his stock. I don't think he really, because Eddie Hearn don't give a fuck about the health of his fighter. You see what the fuck he did to Kell Brook, line him up with Triple G and all that bullshit. He don't really care. He talking about money. He talking about stock. If you take 2 losses back to back, that'll hinder your numbers. People, you already know, boxing fans fickle. They won't, if you lose back to back, that'll discourage them from wanting to continue to watch you. How could you be on the cusp of being a superstar? If you're on the cusp of being a superstar and you take 2 L's back to back, people gonna look at you like you a phony and they're not gonna invest in you no more. That's what Eddie talking about. That's what Eddie talking about. He don't give a fuck, bro. These promoters do not give a fuck about the livelihood, the health of fight, bro. They don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm telling you, they give a fuck about this. How much can they make off of you? How much can they make off of you? They don't give a fuck if you punch it. You see how they trying to line Derek Chisora up. What the fuck? I'm tweaking. But they trying to line Derek Chisora up with fucking Daniel Dubois. Like they don't get, bro. These promoters don't care about these fighters, bro. How much money can I make off of you? Eddie Hearn needs a new star in the UK. Anthony Joshua is dipping. Conor Benn looks like he about to be the next Golden Rooster, but he not gonna be if he take back-to-back losses to Chris Eubank. That's what he's talking about. We have to think carefully about what we do next. So he's strongly advising Conor Benn. He can't control what Conor Benn do. You know what I mean? He say he worked for the fighter, right? He can't control what Conor Benn wants or what he demands and shit like that, but he's strongly advising Conor Benn to look the other way. Let's not consider this shit again, because if we take another L, That's gonna fuck up the paper.
Unbelievable, man. And again, what I'm so proud of is how he absorbed the occasion tonight.
Eddie, you kind of just answered it a little bit, but Conor's alluded to wanting the rematch. But if you had to pick an option right now, would you like him to take the rematch or fight at?
Ooh, great question. Great question. Very rare W for media. They asked a great question. He putting the pressure on Eddie because Eddie was dancing around what he was really trying to say, but now the media guy asked him a literal question.
But if you had to pick an option right now, would you like him to take the rematch or fight at
Great question.
weight for?
I would like to see him return to 147 pounds.
Bingo! Bingo! They don't want no smoke where you been. They don't want no smoke. I didn't even see that part. So yeah. See? There you go. He told you. We don't want this Eubank fight. That's gonna fuck our money up. Let's go back down to welterweight where we got a better chance.
Title there. I mean, look, we have Boots there. Obviously, he's looking to unify and become undisputed and move up. The belts are going to become available. I just know that Conor Benn can sell out any arena in the UK now, fighting at 147 pounds. But
did y'all notice that? Did y'all notice that? He wants Conor Benn to go after a world title, but after Jaron Ennis moves up. That's interesting.
And become undisputed and move up. The belts are going to become available. I just know that Conor Benn can sell out any arena in the UK now, fighting at 147 pounds. But the public, His Excellency, everybody's going to want, you heard His Excellency in the ring. He's already, I think he's booked the date here for September. That's right, yeah. So look, we'll sit there. It's very early days, but I that took my breath away tonight. Took my breath away. I can't even, like I said, I posted, I'm not even going to moan about the scorecards because for me, this kid won tonight in many, many ways. And if it wasn't the result, it was just he won in life. And everything that he went through, he just absorbed it, come through the other side. And he's someone that people should look up to and understand that no matter what you're going.
Shut the fuck up. We don't look up to no drug cheese fuck nigga. Anyways. That was very interesting to hear. I didn't get to see that video at all, but the gist of it, morally supporting Conor Benn as he should. Doesn't want that rematch smoke. So that leaves, I mean, like I said, Conor Benn could go against Eddie Hearn's wishes and explore the rematch anyway. I just heard Conor Benn say that he wants revenge. You know what I mean? So if you want revenge, cool. You know what I mean? That's you putting your career at jeopardy and might possibly fuck your money up in the future. You feel what I'm saying? Who knows? But Eddie Hearn said they don't want to spend the block on that one. He saw enough. You know what I mean? It's time to go down to 47, wait for Boots to move up so he could go ahead and grab a vacant title. Y'all heard him. That's his golden goose, man. You think he going to line him up with Jaron Ennis? He said, continue listening. The video was over. That video was over. He'll probably make Benn versus Taylor fight at 147 then, bro. Josh Taylor? Conor Benn versus Josh Taylor? That's interesting. Conor just said he'll fight Boots, but Eddie knows better. Boots will end Conor's career. Yeah, we know that. But if Conor Benn just talking out his ass because for real, he knows Eddie won't line that fight up for him. You feel what I'm saying? So, if you being shielded, you can say whatever the fuck you want. If you being protected, you can say whatever you want. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he said he'll fight Boots. But if he knows his promoter won't put him in line for that fight, then, what's the point of him even saying it? Man, listen, I knew off of the rip. Soon as I remember Conor Benn was ranked in the IBF at 147, bro. Do y'all remember that? And then I remember looking, and then Conor Benn's name was gone. I was like, what the fuck? He was ranked in the IBF. Boots got the IBF. He signed with Matchroom. Boom, Conor Benn gone from the rankings. I'm like, what? And then Ben, you know, with his ducking tactics, he said he'll fight Boots. But then when they asked him, will he fight Boots, you know, at another time, he was like, I don't know. You know, Boots is a good fighter. Boots is a good fighter, but they only know him in Philly. You know, I'm walking around. They know me. Don't nobody know Boots. You know, I'm looking for somebody notable. Manny Pacquiao, you know, Cal Brook, Amir Khan, you know, Mario Barrios, you know, notable names. So they more notable than Jaron Ennis right now. That shit aged terribly, y'all. Yeah, he don't want Conor Benn don't want no smoke with these niggas. He be playing like he like that, like he tough. He not like that, bro. He not. He turkey. Like I'm trying to tell you, he one of them. You know, he one of them. What was that shit called? He is sheep in wolves clothing. From far, the nigga look like a wolf, but when you really get to looking at him and you walk down on him, you be like, oh, that's a sheep. Oh yeah, he a bitch. Yeah, man. Listen, if you having trouble with shit, man, Boost will stomp on Ben, bro. Bad. All that goofy shit he be doing. He said Ben a bitch in Ben's clothing. That's funny. Bellaface said Mario Barrios is known for losing a third in the tank and beating an old Ugas. I'm gonna give him credit for the Ugas fight because Ugas was world champion and he came off the biggest victory of his career. So I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna give Barrios credit for the Ugas win. I do think that. Well, no, he didn't beat Ugas off of a world championship. Never mind, I lied. Spence beat him. My fault. I correct myself. But I mean, yeah, he fought a damaged Ugas. He fought a damaged Ugas. Yeah, he did. You know, he re-injured that same eye that Earl fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Where Earl broke that orbital. You know what I mean? Barrios re-injured that same area. He was able to, you know, do what he did to Ugas. And Ugas ain't fight since. You know what I mean? He might not even come back. I don't know. But yeah, that was a damaged Ugas. I agree with you. You got Manny if they fighting for real. Man, listen, I watched Manny Pacquiao do that exhibition with that kickboxer, man. He looked like absolute dog shit. His legs not under him no more. What made Manny Pacquiao was his you know, in and out movement, you know, his unpredictability with his and how the way he exploded off his feet. You know, his legs not there no more. So he's pretty much a sitting duck. Barrios, you know, he ain't the sharpest fighter, but he got some he got some good offense behind him. He got some good offense behind him. He fuck around, light Pacquiao up, bro. Yeah, like Manny Pacquiao is too far gone. Too far gone. Barrios more robotic. Hey man, listen, you think Barrios little? You saying that kickboxer was huge. You think Barrios little? Barrios he ain't small. He ain't small, bro. He a lot bigger than Pacquiao. Pacquiao gonna be punching up fucking with Barrios. And, you know, Barrios done had performances that I didn't like lately. But he's still the fresher fighter. He's still the younger fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like Pacquiao gonna run into some trouble. I'm telling you, he need to stay his ass about the ring. I just don't understand why Pacquiao is trying to get back in the ring so bad. Like you gotta be broke. You gotta be broke. How the fuck did you make over $100 million in your career and you still trying to fight? And you in your 40s, you 46 years old, you still trying to rumble, bro. Them bills stretch out in the Philippines. Cuz why the fuck are you needing enough money? Who's handling your money? Who's somebody stealing from you? You being exploited? You getting exploited by them he-she's in the Philippines, dog. What was going on? Like I seen videos of Pacquiao walking outside his crib. He had a fucking whole group of people lined up outside his crib, and he taking out bank rolls and just handing them out to people, handing them out to people, handing them out to people. Is that how you losing your money? You just giving that shit away? Shout out to the wifey for getting me some new cologne, man. This shit is fire. This a little small John, so this'll last a couple months. I usually get the big Johns, but she seen some little small ones and got it for me. This Versace John, the Euros Flame or whatever. This is a this is a new favorite of mine. I usually get the blue one, but I got the red one this time. This is fire. And I don't know which one this is, but this shit look like a robot. This shit actually pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie to you. Smell great too. So shout out to the wifey for that. Um, yeah, James, that's what I was addressing. That's what I had brought up previously. Man, he had trouble with that Japanese kickboxer in their exhibition. Yeah, and I think that was the same dude that Ryan was supposed to do an exhibition with. But regardless, man, Pacquiao need to stay off the block, man. Like these old niggas don't ever know when to hang it up, bro. You know, I'm gonna give Floyd some credit too because he be popping all that arrogant shit and how he the best. And he know not to fuck with them young niggas, bro. You know what I mean? He know not to fuck with them young niggas. I remember when they was like, "Oh, would you fight Earl Spence?" He was like, "Man, I ain't trying to make the." I remember Floyd had actually said, "I ain't trying to have these young dudes beating up on me." Hold on, y'all. Let me answer this text real quick. But let's get some questions in, man, because we done spoke about everything. What's on the people's minds? What y'all want to talk about? Let's see. I don't see any fighters saying Ben won. I haven't seen many people say Ben won neither. I'll see, no, I'm lying. I'll see like some comments like here and there, like, "Oh, I thought Ben won," or I had it a draw," or whatever the case is. But nobody like notable. These just like random fans in the messages. I mean, the comments. You feel what I'm saying? With drug cheat versus drug cheat, Ryan, Ryan versus Conor be a big fight in the UK. That should have sell out in the UK for sure. That'll definitely sell out in the UK. Conor might fuck Ryan up, man. If he can't hurt Conor, I'm seeing Ryan versus Rolly winner is mandatory for Jaron Ennis. How that work? How that work when they already mandating him to fight Gigasov? So what he gonna have to fight Gigasov and then after he beats Gigasov he'll be ordered another fight with either Rolly or Ryan. First of all, Rolly don't want to fight no Jaron Ennis. Keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? He not fighting no Jaron Ennis. Um, Rolly be looking for the money, cuz I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Like he want like them big fights that he could really cash out on. He don't really give a fuck about legacy or you know what I mean, wanting to fight the best. Like nah, he go where the money at. And I don't knock him because look, he boxed late. You know what I mean? Rolly told me personally that I mean he don't really see himself doing this shit much longer. He told me that personally. You feel me? What's crazy is Rolly got more pay-per-view fights than T.O. because that motherfucker Rolly signed the dotted line. He don't mind signing the dotted line, cuz that's why. T.O. he be wanting motherfuckers to give him all the credit and the accolades and he want to be acknowledged. But you still ain't fight the other best niggas in your era, cuz. Rolly took the chance. He done came up short, but he took the chance. And I respect that more than the nigga who just pump faking on the block, acting like they big shit. But you know what I mean? When the opportunity arises to fight somebody, like, look at this shit, bro. Dev for Loma, like T.O. Like, T.O. just want niggas to just give him all this credit because you beat two niggas, bro. Like, you beat Josh Taylor. All right, what version of Josh Taylor did you beat? Because he hasn't looked good since that controversial fight with Jack Catterall. So you beat a Josh Taylor that wasn't at his peak, right? Richard Comey was solid, but he was regular. He had a big punch, but that was it. He was regular. And then Loma, I'll give you credit for the Loma joint because Loma was on top. You feel me? But it's like you lost to George Kambosos. You never got your lick back. You feel me? I don't know, bro. Like T.O. funny, bro. T.O. funny. Taylor was definitely cooked. Josh Taylor is more washed than a black t-shirt. He one of them faded black tees, huh? Don't be surprised if Barbosa pull it off. Bro, listen, man. Barbosa might be he might be a bad style for T.O., bro. He might be a bad style for T.O. What the fuck is in his pocket? Oh. Of course, it's my wallet. Faded t-shirts be looking great. Bro, I used to hate that shit, bro. Like, I wear, like, black jeans and I put, like, my t-shirt on, my black tee. That shit look gray. I'm like, bro, this shit looks stupid as hell. T.O. ain't had a good performance since 2023. T.O. just funny, bro. He be popping all this big shit, but, like, all these young niggas that's around you and you just don't fight them. Like, miss me with the bullshit, bro. Like, we see you clearly got trouble facing certain styles, bro. Let me see how many pills I got left in this joint. I probably got another week. T.O. should have fought Elvis Rodriguez. Elvis Rodriguez fucking sucks, bro. That nigga sucks royal ass. Fuck Elvis Rodriguez. He got punching power, but that's it, bro. His boxing skill is trash. His IQ is trash. He's a certified bum. I wish Subarel would have fought him so Subarel could have beat the dog shit out of him. But Lindolfo got him, so it is what it is. Fundora and Xander failed to agree and is now going to a purse bid. Do you think the fight happens? And if it doesn't, who does Fundora fight instead? Well, if it's going to a purse bid, it's still they're gonna have to fight each other, right? Damn, I wonder what they failed to agree on. So from what I understand, if that shit is mandated, they have a certain amount of time to come to an agreement. If they don't reach that agreement, it goes to a purse bid, and the sanctioning bodies literally decide the percentages, right? So, all right, y'all motherfuckers don't want to agree. So we gonna we gonna make the rules for you, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So unless Xander backs off of the block or Sebastian Fundora gives up the title, they still gonna fight each other. And I don't know, Top Rank might win that purse bid because PBC be acting like they don't want to put no money up for nobody. That shit might go right over the Top Rank. Bob want that Puerto Rican champion in his stable. He want that Puerto Rican champion in his stable, cuz. Who said it went to a purse bid? I don't know, but if Anonymous said it, it's facts. I believe Anonymous. If the plan is for Top Rank and PBC to work together, how does it go to a purse bid? Because it was ordered by the WBO. So when a sanctioning body, when a world title orders a fight, you know what I mean? They pretty much, if it goes to a purse bid, that shit pretty much is controlled by the world title, by the WBO. The WBO orders it. It doesn't matter if Top Rank and PBC is working together or whatever the case is. If they can't come up to an agreement, then the WBO gonna figure it out for them. And somebody well, first somebody is gonna go to the highest bidder. So let's say Top Rank wins the purse bid with $3 million. The WBO is gonna be like, all right, 60% of this $3 million is gonna go to Sebastian Fundora. 40% of this $3 million is gonna be going to Xander Zayas. And they just fight each other on whoever buys the rights to the fight. Yeah. Top Rank gonna end up winning that purse bid, bro. Top Rank, PBC be don't like them niggas be on a budget all the time, bro. It's like them niggas don't be wanting to roll the dice at all. Like they be going to bare minimum for real. Press conferences, like why the fuck did we see a Zoom press conference? Like, are we serious? We see a Zoom press conference, y'all, for fucking Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo. Why did we see that? Why did Tank and Lamont Roach's press conferences look like, you know what I mean, some fucking cheap ass event that like BLK Prime probably put up or something. Like these PBC niggas funny, bro. Y'all done made some of the biggest stars in the sport of boxing, generated millions of dollars. PBC was the ones who made the highest grossing pay-per-view of all time. Like the Zoom press conferences, they made sense when we was in the pandemic and we ain't want niggas to get sick. But it's like, come on, bro. That pandemic been over for years. Why is we doing this? Y'all don't want to pay to fly niggas out to the same location? Was it too much money to fly 4 niggas in first class to Las Vegas or Los Angeles, New York, wherever they felt like holding the press conference? Was that too much? It's like these niggas is on a budget, bro. Y'all barely fucking promote as it is. Like, what do these promoters actually do nowadays? Like, I remember when Don King used to have like 40 flags in his hand. Nigga used to be like, Viva Puerto Rico, Viva Mexico. Oh my, yeah, he used to be instigating at the press conference. He used to be like, oh my God. Like he actually used to promote the shit and get shit hype. Like these promoters, they just sit there, come up with a piece of fucking paper, read whatever's off the piece of paper, sit there, press conference be boring as shit. Them niggas don't never do no like they'll probably do 1 or 2 interviews while they at the press conference, and then they just disappear until the fight date or the week of the fight. These promoters shitty, bro. Actually done hurt a promoter. And that's why all these fighters be leaving his stupid ass. He talking about, man, fighters got to market themselves more. They got to promote. Bro, you're the promoter. That's your fucking job. Well, all fighters that sign to you got to act a fucking fool and have some viral moments. Why don't you do your fucking job and fucking promote these guys so the public can know who they are, build them up to be a star so you can make the money that you're looking for. They just think that putting up the money is enough. Like, that's it. All right. Like, y'all niggas suck, bro. Shout out to Don King, cuz. They hated the fact that there was a black man running the sport of boxing. They labeled him as corrupt and all this shit. Bernard Hopkins' coon ass was on a tirade trying to end Don King's career, and they basically did. You know what I mean? But he wasn't doing anything any different from what these promoters be doing. Bob Arum done been investigated by the FBI for rigging fights and all types of shit. Bob Arum's still around. We done heard of promoters fucking fighters out of paychecks all the time. We seen Santa Lucas just get caught up with Edwin De Los Santos. Throwing some Billy Joe trying to cause some shit. Well, from what I heard, Conor Benn sent him over there trying to play mind games, and that shit ain't work out. So shout out to Chris Eubank team for not allowing that foolishness to go on. You know what I mean? Not giving them motherfuckers any type of power. The Eubanks the Eubanks team was on Conor Benn ass in them, bro. Pause. You know what I mean? They're like, nah, you ain't wearing them gloves. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he not checking the raps. You ain't about to be coming over. And the black boy was like, yo, like, I promise you not coming in here. And they was like, what the fuck did you say to me? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? He was like, man, I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. You not coming in here. You know what I mean? Billy Joe all fat and shit. Like, bro, go take your bum ass somewhere. Go ahead with your stupid ass. Billy Ho Saunders, facts. Definitely a hoe. He went out like a hoe too. He definitely went out like a hoe too. That man quit. He was like, man, that redhead motherfucker that broke my eye. I ain't coming back. Hoe ass. Test positive for steroids. Get your eye broke. You quit. Hoe ass nigga. You know them UK niggas love to quit though. They love to quit. Kell Brook quit. Naseem Hamed, once he took a loss, he took one more fight. He ain't had the energy no more. He quit. Sonny Edwards quit. We seen AJ quit in the ring. We seen Daniel Dubois quit in the ring. Bro, these niggas be quitters, bro. We seen Amir Khan quit in the ring against Bud. Like them UK niggas, they love to quit. They love to quit, bro. I'm trying to tell you something good. The most gangster nigga over there is Derek Chisora. That nigga half a vegetable right now. That nigga Derek Chisora 2 left hooks away from speaking like James Toney. AJ turning his back on the ref and all. Like, them UK niggas love to quit, and I'm sure there's some niggas that I didn't even mention. Listen, Ben Whitaker avenged that fight and all that shit, but I don't know. There's still some question marks on him too. I don't think Luke Campbell quit. I think he just got hit with a good body shot. He couldn't recover. Ryan quit though. Ryan hit Luke with a mean ass body shot. He looked like he was in real pain. Like, Ryan got up at 10. Like, I don't know when Luke got up, but Luke looked like he was in serious pain. Yeah, Whitaker was crying. He was like, because, I was getting bashed on social media. I was getting bashed on social media. I'm sorry. I'm a bit gutted. Shut your hoe ass up, nigga. Turn your fuck. You the only boxer in the world right now that's crying because they getting cyber bullied. Nigga, shut your hoe ass up. Nigga, turn your computer off. Stupid. Why don't you uninstall an app, fuck nigga? Why are you acting? Uninstall your app, fuck nigga, if them words get to you so much. I was scrolling through Twitter. And somebody called me Ben Whitaker. It really winded me up. Nigga, shut your hoe ass up, nigga. They called me a dosa and it really winded me up, mate. Shut your hoe ass up, nigga. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo with the $2 super chat. He said, keep cooking, bro. That's what we here for, brother. Salute to the boy Lorenzo, showing love all the way from Tokyo. My boy showing love all the way out from Tokyo. Come on, man. That nigga just sent me some what's that currency called in Japan? Is it yen? That motherfucker. Hold on. Japanese, yeah, I think it's yen. My nigga just sent me some yen or whatever. Yen, whatever the fuck it is. My man just sent me some yen. Get on my motherfucking level, nigga. Got foreign currency coming through the chat. Fuck, nigga. Put some respect on my name. Yeah, Japanese yen. Stop playing with me. I was quite gutted, actually. Mazuma TV called me a pussy. Because he called me a pussy, I cried all night on my waterbed. Shut your hoe ass up. Niggas really be hoes on my son, bro. That nigga Ben Whitaker be, I just left my baby girl a message. I said I won't be coming home because I'd rather be alone. She doesn't understand me. Soft ass nigga. That I'd rather leave than to cheat. Cause when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad when I'm looking at my phone. Sweet it.
I heard you.
You didn't hear anything, actually. You did not hear a ting, actually.
I did, actually.
You actually did not. Bullocks, mate. Oh, you turn. I can see it in your eyes. You turn. Look at your eyes. Get off me. Get that goddamn trucker hat off.
I miss you.
I be singing all the time. Y'all must have forgotten light skin.
watching?
Do I have any girls watching? That's actually a great question.
Because you recommend this.
No, I already done told them.
Oh.
Thanks, though. I don't think there's any girls watching. There's usually be like 1 or 2, though. Smoochie and Bella. People were really saying Whitaker versus Morrell after that. I was like, nah, y'all trying to kill bro Cabrera. Facts. David Morrell will pack Whitaker the fuck up. What? Oh, yeah, that bar popping. I park right across the street. I got a good spot.
Across?
Yeah, right across the street. What happened to that Tank fan who was a girl? She got exposed. Yeah, Ben Whitaker, one of them niggas. She makes the head. What's that song by Neo? She makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Just one touch. Oh ass nigga. Yeah, I went off. No, I'll just be sick. You know, it's crazy. I was gonna wear my Tank shirt today, but you know what happened, bro? You know how you could put the type of dryers that I got in my crib, they got like a steam setting where it could it sprays water on the t-shirt, and mixed with the heat, it gets rid of the wrinkles and shit. So the fucking Tank shirt, I guess it just was meant to be, man. I had to wear my Blue Eyes White Dragon shirt and shit. Because the Tank shirt, the wrinkles wasn't coming off, and I'm like, oh, it just makes so much sense. It just makes so much sense. Like this, like the shirt that got Tank on it, the wrinkles just won't go away. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, yeah, man, like this nigga. I mean, it just ain't meant to be. Like I can't even walk around with shit that represent Tank because it's just fucked up like his resume. You feel me? I thought it was a cool shirt. It's him doing the backflip off of the ropes and shit. I thought it was dope. So yeah, let me buy it. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, you can't get the wrinkles off this shit, man. Like, wow. This is the only shirt that I got in my closet that the dryer cannot take wrinkles off of. I thought that was really interesting. He was like, my boy Ralph said she was just using all the talking points that Tank's fans use to defend Tank. Yeah, just like you could tell a lot of these people, they don't formulate their own opinions. You feel me? So what they do is when they don't know what to think for themselves, they go on blogs, they go on different media outlets, they hear shit that they feel comfortable. Like, they go to media outlets that say what they want to hear, right? And they take them talking points and they just put them out there as if they facts or as if that's law. And that's not the case. No, you like to be told lies. Like, you the type of bitch, whoever that lady was, like you the type of bitch that a nigga come home at 5 a.m. and you be like, where the hell was you at, Rashad? Rashad, where the fuck was you at, Rashad? Bitch, I was at my mom's house. I just came back from my mom's. Oh, you was at your mom's house? How was it? At 5 a.m. You one of them bitches that like to be lied to. That nigga will tell you that he a superhero and you would believe him. I did see him fly out the window that one day. I think he is a superhero. One of them bitches that like being lied to. Yeah, Beth, she was a tanky wanky. Mm-hmm. They some tanky wankies and they really some jokey wokies for supporting that man. Fucking clown ass niggas. They go to echo chambers. What? I'm seeing a lot of Tank fans switched up because they was never real, cuz. They was never real. Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of these niggas that be back in Tank, the reason why they back him is because he has a certain image that they like. You know what I mean? Like I was saying about who was I saying this about with Wyatt's son? With Ryan Garcia, the same shit apply to Tank. I think people they more intrigued about what he could be instead of what he actually is. Like they want to believe that Tank is the best. They want to believe that he can beat everybody. They want to believe that nobody in boxing right now could beat Tank without Tank having to prove them right. You know what I mean? Like they more intrigued with what he could possibly be instead of what he actually is. If y'all understand what I mean. You know what I mean? It's so easy to finesse boxing fans nowadays. Like y'all still be falling for Jake Paul's tricks. This nigga done played the same. This nigga done hit since the beginning of his career. He done gave y'all the same play over, and all this nigga doing is rinsing and repeating because it works. All he does is he gets an opponent. He talks about how good they are. And he even alludes to the idea of him losing to that person. He bigs them up, makes them look scary and all that shit. And because of that angle that he uses, he has fans like, oh my God, this might be the guy to beat Jake Paul. Oh my God, this guy is gonna destroy Jake Paul. You had these goofy ass niggas running around like, yo, you see Mike Tyson, man? Yo, Mike Tyson hit Jake, man. He gonna knock Jake out, man. Yo, Mike Tyson's back, bro. He still look young, man. That nigga done turned back the clock. And the whole time, this nigga old as shit, catching ulcers and all types of shit. They had to push the fight back because this old nigga's body was not responding well to the workouts. You get ulcers from like high levels of stress. I know that because I have ulcerative colitis. There's nobody that knows that shit as well as I do. I done had severe forms of ulcerative colitis that I'm still fighting, and I'm gonna be fighting for the rest of my life. When you get ulcers, that's because you either have a shitty diet. It could be genetics. It could be a whole lot of shit. But with Mike Tyson being in his 60s and trying to train like a young nigga, you putting your body under stress that it can no longer handle or maintain. So because of that, your body starts fighting itself. That's what happened with Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz, his kidney started breaking down on him because he was working too hard to get the fucking weight up off of him. Y'all peep, since he moved up to 54, he hasn't had no more issues. When you push your body to a certain limit, it breaks down. You feel what I'm saying? And your body lets you know when you're doing too much. Jake Paul has been able to finesse fans over and over and over again. He knows that you want him to lose. So he's going to promote his fight in a way where he leaves the possibility of him possibly losing. So he gets people to buy in. That's what Floyd did with Conor McGregor. Everybody and their mom knew that Conor McGregor was going to be easy work for Floyd. But Floyd was like, oh, well, you never know. I might take my first loss. Oh, you never know. He's a stand-up fighter. He wins this fight standing up. Oh, he might have what it takes to dethrone Floyd Mayweather. Whole time we knew that was bullshit, but that had the people hype, and it was like, yo, Conor might actually beat Floyd, man. Floyd, old, man. Bro, it's the same trick. Every single time they manipulating these motherfuckers so easy, and they just, bro, the fans, they eat out their hands every time. Even if the fans root against them, they eat out of their hands every time. The shit works, bro. So now Jake Paul is he's about to come out and be like, oh yeah, about to fight an actual fighter. He's trying to big up Chavez right now. You heard how he went on Twitter and said that Canelo barely beat Chavez Jr.? Did y'all see that? Next gen Floyd was carrying Conor, bro. He was walking to Conor. He was letting Conor punch himself out. Like, I've done that. I've made niggas look good in sparring sessions where the first couple rounds I let them punch themselves out, and I'm walking to them with a high guard. And then once they start getting a little bit winded, then you start punching the body. You know what I mean? And once they ready to get up out of there, you start bringing that shit over the top. It's an old veteran trick. That's what you do with rookies, bro. When they're not able to pace themselves, they're not experienced in the boxing ring to know how to handle their stamina. You walk to them, wear them out. You know what I mean? They shoot everything. They shoot they load. They shoot whatever they got, pause. And, you know, they gas out. And then that's when they there. That's when they there for the taking. You pack them the fuck up. I done did that plenty of times. Floyd was carrying them easy. Easy. That was easy work. Easy work. You know, I know he's seen Conor McGregor fight before. That nigga gas tank is on 0. He has a terrible gas tank. Yeah, Jake Paul is a marketing genius. Them Paul brothers in general, they got that marketing shit down packed. You feel me? They smart guys. Like they moved to Puerto Rico and they making it seem like they was over there. They over in Puerto Rico because they fuck with Puerto Rican people. No, you over there because of tax breaks, nigga. That's why a lot of them niggas, you avoid a lot of the taxes that you got to pay in the U.S. if you move to Puerto Rico. There's a lot of tax breaks over there. That's why they moving over there. That's why you seeing all these white people in Puerto Rico like, oh, we're in Puerto Rico. We're in Puerto Rico. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Está bien, y tú? Gracias. Te nada. That's what the fuck going on over there. That's why all them crackers over there taking up all our fucking properties and land and shit. Colonizing like they always do. Jake Paul is a smart motherfucker, though. He be making niggas think he doing shit for one reason when it's for a whole different reason. So now he about to big up Chavez. Chavez Jr., he's the son of a legend. He has 60-plus fights, and Canelo Alvarez barely beat him. Like, nigga, that was like the easiest fight. And I think Canelo even said that Chavez Jr. was the easiest fight of his career. He won 120, 108 on all 3 scorecards. How the fuck can you say he barely beat him? What are we talking about? Jesus Christ. Bro, like if you fall for Jake Paul's tactics, bro, you just a dumb nigga. You deserve to be finessed, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Y'all deserve to be finessed. You feel me? Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, y'all, like, a lot of these niggas wouldn't be making money if it wasn't for fools, and y'all be some of them. There's a lot of fat hoes outside. They out here popping bottles, sipping that Hennessy, sipping them Coronas, the Heinekens. The big bitches is outside with no coat on. They drunk, so they warm. Mm-hmm. They about to creep to them niggas' houses they know they're not supposed to be at. Fat bitches need to get slayed too. Mm-hmm. Why J. Cruz said facts. J. Cruz be packing up them fat hoes in his crib. They gotta be 250 and up. They 250, get with me. Yo, babe, where you at? She my honey because she 120. I don't fuck with the fat hoes. You hear me? We don't do none of them. I'm 180. Ain't no reason why a bitch should weigh more than me. These bitches be the same size as like Saquon Barkley and shit. I'm cool. Babe, go ahead. Bitches be built like Saquon Barkley talking about niggas ain't shit. Nah, bitch, you who you talking to like that? I'm talking about how all these fat hoes outside looking for a nigga. They outside with no coat on. They drinking, so they warm. I seen steam coming off that fat bitch neck outside. My man Deshaun said if they 250, get with me. He said it again. You feel what I'm saying? I said fat bitches need to get slayed too. These fat hoes need love just like everybody else. You need love, right? Shit. Them fat hoes do too. You think because they big that they ain't got no room? You know what I mean? For a nigga, I mean, come on. Thoughts on Liam Smith losing? That boy McKenna was a little sharp there, wasn't he? I seen him put Liam Smith down with a body shot. I'm like, bro, that Liam Smith don't fuck with them body shots, guys. I remember Canelo hit him, doubled him up. Bang, bang. This nigga had his knees. That nigga had his knees up to his chest. I'm like, yo, go ahead, bro. Your hair already white, my nigga. Like, you aging like milk. You just need to go ahead and hang that shit up while you can still play with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to cut it out. That kid McKenna looked like he could box a little bit. I got to watch him a little bit more. You feel me? Yeah, McKenna could rumble. He done had white hair since he was a young nigga. He been cooked for a while. My girl found a white hair on me yesterday. Or was it the day before? One of them days. I found a white hair on me for the first time. I thought that was kind of weird. But white hair is like a dominant gene on my dad's side of the family. So I'm about to be in this bitch looking like Obama next year.
Next year.
Bitch is coming in. I'm gonna be out here like, how Obama be talking? He was like, let me be clear. I am officially an old nigga. No need to call me Unc. Liam Smith was literally just getting his ass whooped. In my opinion, he should retire. I mean, yeah. If you losing to them young up-and-coming niggas, man, I don't know. Then you're going to downgrade to a gatekeeper. Don't go through all of that, bro. You done made some money. Leave that shit alone. Why Liam Smith say he want the Eubank trilogy? Well, he done lost that shit. Eubank stock just went up and his shit just dropped. So ain't gonna make sense for that to put together. If he would have beat McKenna, maybe. But McKenna fucked that boy up. I actually want to see more of that dude. Pause, because he looked all right. Pause. Damn. Yeah, the boy Vidal Riley. Wasn't he like KSI's like boxing coach or some shit? I don't know, but it's good. It's good to see him get his opportunities because I was seeing people on Twitter talking about that like he burnt out and shit like that. That kid could fight too. He the one who was talking crazy to Shannon Briggs, like you test positive, and Shannon Briggs was like, if I break your fucking jaw right now, you can't do nothing about it. Let's go, champ. I was like, oh no, them niggas wilding. Mm-hmm. Beth Annual says, I'm surprised Liam hasn't tried anything different to up his game. Footwork. I mean, you know, some fighters just are who they are, and you can't really change them. You know what I mean? You know, like Isaac Cruz, like, you can you can say the same thing about him. I'm surprised he hasn't went to the gym and upped his game. He is who he is at the end of the day. There's nothing you can really do. Like you can make some changes and stuff like that, but I mean you could add some things, but you can't really change a fighter. You feel me? Especially once they settled in and they know who they are. Riley versus Jake Paul. Jake Paul won't look in Riley's fucking direction. Jake Paul not fighting nobody unless it's like a obtainable W, like Chavez Jr., or a shit ton of money. Like it gotta be either one of those. Jake ain't just fighting no. He not putting themselves in them situations. I was low key pulling for him to get that Canelo fight. I want to see Canelo beat the shit out of him. He was begging on Canelo being little, and Canelo would have fucked him up. Okay, so I said he might retire. He need to go ahead and do that then. Nobody give a fuck about him. He literally means nothing to boxing. KSI can hang them gloves up and the world wouldn't stop for a millisecond. That bitch gonna keep turning. You feel me? So we could give a fuck about what KSI do. He need to retire from the internet, period. Nobody wants to see that long head ass nigga do anything. I'm not gonna say he's a loser. He a millionaire. He did a lot of great shit, but he's a square. So nobody don't give a fuck about what KSI do. He lost to Tommy Fury just like Jake. Loser. I got an amateur beat the shit out KSI right now. Deshaun Jones. Deshaun Jones is about like 175 right now. You know what I mean? He got like 14 amateur fights. You know what I mean? And he one of them little retarded niggas that believe he like one of them anime characters and shit. You ever Deshaun really think he one of them, like he draws his own anime characters and he believes that he's dumb. So he got a loose screw. Like Deshaun retarded. So he with all of that combined, he'll beat the shit out of KSI. Them unhinged niggas be the them niggas that actually believe that they anime characters and shit, like they really be believing they Goku and shit. Them niggas is dangerous. Something wrong with them. Thoughts on the top ranked PBC collab? Well, to answer that first question, I love it. I think this is something they should have been doing years prior, especially when, there weren't any exciting fights coming on at one particular time. You know what I mean? And I think this is their response to Turkey Al-Sheikh and what he's been doing in that league he's creating. So I like the idea of them working together. They both got stables full of talented fighters. I think this is a win-win situation. They could break bread and make some good money together, and we can actually see PBC fighters actually get active, which has been one of the biggest things that has been plaguing the PBC, in all honesty. So I love the idea of them collabing together. This is something they should have been doing. What fights you want to see from that collaboration? Well, we're about to see. I don't. Is Oshaki still at Top Rank? I don't know, but we could see Bruce Carrington versus Stephen Fulton, we're about to see Oshaki versus Stephen Fulton, from what I understand. Shit, Xander Zayas and Fundora's about to happen. Let's look at some. Carrington might fight Ray Vargas. That's a good John. Tank Keyshawn, that's a good one. Let's look at a top ranked stable real quick. Now you were anyway. Damn, Tyree got some guys that I ain't never really seen before. It's interesting. Who the fuck PBC got that's like they stable is like mostly 54s? Like, I don't know. Frank Martin versus Elvis Rodriguez. Frank Martin to beat Elvis' ass. Norman versus Barrios. I mean, I like it because it's unification, but I think Norman gonna stop Barrios. Frank Strong. He could punch, and he's more intelligent than Elvis. I think he'll dominate. Edwin De Los Santos versus Sandor Martin. What's going on with Frank anyway? The last thing I had heard was that he was going to 140. I don't know, bro. These niggas, they don't be speaking to us. You know what I mean? They just believe shit. I don't know. I guess they just like that little mystique vibe. I don't know. Sandor Martin's with top rank. Let's see. Damn, Robesi Ramirez done fell off something crazy, bro. Oh, yeah, Sandor is with top rank. That would be a good John. Sandor Martin versus Gary Antoine Russell. That'd be a good John. Vito Milnicki, he's a fucking joke. Nico Ali Walsh. I heard Kelvin Davis is fighting Nair Albright. The fuck? Afea Jagba. The nigga name is Art. I've never seen that. The fuck? Adames versus Jonabek. I love that fight. I heard they're supposed to be rumbling though. Norman gonna have his hands full with Sasaki. I don't think so. Forgot Bacoli fighting a Jogba next week. I gotta be tuned into that one. If Bacoli lose the FA, bro, we're gonna have to really point fingers at Turkey for why Martin Bacoli fell off. I don't even remember the last time Nair fought. I think the last time I remember Nair fighting was against Keyshawn. Yeah, he ain't fight since Keyshawn. He ain't fighting damn near 2 years. Yeah, Kelvin and them catching him lacking. He ain't fight since October of 2023. Yeah, they catching Nair lacking. But Nair stay in the gym. He be all right. I'll bring Nair on the platform. It should be easy to get him on here. But me and Nair are going to have a singing competition. You heard? Me and Nair be singing like the national anthem and shit at boxing events. I'm going to have a singing competition with Nair. Because he think he this big singing ass nigga and I'm better than him. You know what I'm saying? So we going to pick a song. I'm going to sing that motherfucker. And Nair going to sing that motherfucker. And we going to put a poll up. Pause. We going to put a vote. And we're going to see who the better singer. Because I'm undefeated. Never lost in karaoke. Never lost. On my LeVar Ball shit. Never lost. Yeah, Jen Sasaki, I think he gonna get deep fried. Sasaki more dangerous than Stanionis? Based off what? You got some controversial takes, next gen. You don't think that Jen Sasaki is more dangerous than Stanionis? So based off of what you saying, you think that Brian Norman would have a better win on his record with Jen Sasaki than Boots does with Stanionis? That's what you're saying. Are he more dangerous because he got a higher knockout ratio? Nigga just went to a whole decision against somebody who was 29-14. Nigga has fought absolutely nobody. He ain't fight nobody on the level of a Butayev. But you telling me 0-1, 1-0, 1-0, 0-4, 3-10, 2-3, 4-1, 5-1, 9-13, 8-2, 7-0 with 2 draws. Then when he fought at 17-0, he got sparked. 7-1. This nigga, what? This nigga was fighting a 3-0. He was fighting a 3-0 when he was 12-1. What the fuck? His resume is terrible. His resume is terrible, guys. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about this one, brother. But he 23 too. So he young, just like Norman is. I mean, it's a cool fight, but it ain't the fight. You feel me? Interesting. Norman Senior said he stops him within 3. Damn. You let Norman Senior tell it. His son knock everybody out though. His suck ass. You know what, yo? On some real shit, I might just root for Jen Sasaki, man. I might just root for Jen Sasaki. Because Jen Sasaki been talking like he want to smoke with Boots too. And if Jen Sasaki beat Norman, he might fight Boots next. Just saying, bro. Them Normans be acting like they them niggas, you know what I mean? Norman Senior sit down when he pee. That's hilarious. Quentin Randall. Wait, I think I saw Quentin Randall. Yeah, Quentin Randall beat a fighter from my gym. He wasn't with us at the time, but yeah. The fighter from my gym, he lost to Quentin Randall and Omar Rosario. John Carlos Rivera, he was like Boot's main sparring partner. He gonna be a problem though. Watch, he gonna be a problem. He looked garbage in the Randall fight. If you listen to commentary, Tim Bradley points out all the flaws. Yeah, and when Tim Bradley be pointing out flaws, Norman Senior, I think he got real upset about that, and then try to press Tim Bradley. Like, first of all, Tim Bradley a nut ass nigga. I feel like he a coon, all that shit, right? But one doesn't just simply run up on Tim Bradley. That's still Tim Bradley. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's still Tim Bradley. That's the Desert Storm. You know what I mean? You gotta be a little cautious. Brian Norman, you wasn't shit as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I highly doubt you could throw hands with Tim Bradley. You know what I mean? So you got, you know what I mean? That tough, muscular shit, that shit don't work on niggas like Tim Bradley. He a fat, round nigga, but he'd beat your ass. I don't know. I see you fight Greg Hackett though, Brian Norman Sr. You're trash. You're trash. Like I said, I got a heavyweight that'll beat your ass. Man, he done been retired as long as you, probably longer than you. Khalid Whitmore beat the shit. My boy Bigfoot will beat the shit out Brian Norman Sr. if he ever want that smoke. Had BLK call me. I'll make that shit happen. Bum ass nigga. Ed went better than Aubrey easily. I mean, yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. Bro, if Jen Sasaki stops Brian Norman, oh my God, this is going to be such a lit year. We just need to get the ducks out of the way because it's like, if you're not in it for like the big fights and you ain't trying to, appease the motherfuckers that cut your checks, aka boxing fans, you need to get the fuck out of the way, cuz. Like, all these niggas need to get packed up. Like, seriously, Mario Barrios, you need to get the fuck up out the way. Manny Pacquiao, you need to sit your old ass down. Norman Duckinez, you need to go sit your dumb ass down somewhere until you grow a pair, nigga. Canelo, you need to go sit your old ass down. I hope Bud beat your ass in September. That's what I hope. And really make you question whether you need to be boxing or not because you was a fucking duck. There's a few niggas that need to get up out the way because I'm gonna keep it 1,000. You hope Skull win. I hope he beat Skull so he could fight Bud and then Bud beat his ass. That's what I'm hoping. I hope Bud be on some Roy Jones, John Ruiz type shit. I don't know. I gotta watch Skull a little bit more, but Canelo might stop him. I seen William Skull get rocked by a jab from Shishkin. Nigga legs was gone. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh hell no. Better not get hit flush by no Canelo. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love to the channel. You feel what I'm saying? I done went live twice today. You feel what I'm saying? I did the live fight reaction. Then we over here doing like we doing a little bit of everything. We did our our settled in. You know what I mean? I guess we just doing a part 2 of the post fight reaction, and we had some good conversations, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. You feel what I'm saying? Until then, this is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.